The first time Ethan saw Lily, she was standing under the cherry blossom tree in the park. Pink petals fluttered in the spring breeze, some catching in her hair, others dancing around her feet. She had her head tilted back, a soft smile playing on her lips as she gazed at the sky. Ethan, jogging through the park, almost tripped over his own feet when he saw her. He paused for a moment, pretending to tie his shoe, stealing glances at the mysterious girl. Something about her captivated him, the way she seemed completely at ease, lost in her own world. Ethan wasn't one to believe in love at first sight, but at that moment, his heart told him otherwise. The next day, Ethan found himself back at the park, lingering near the cherry blossom tree. To his delight, she was there again, sketching something in a small notebook. Gathering his courage, he walked up to her. "Beautiful, isn't it?" he said, gesturing to the tree. She looked up, startled, her green eyes meeting his. A shy smile spread across her face. "It is," she replied softly. "It's my favorite spot." "I can see why," Ethan said, his voice warm. "I'm Ethan, by the way." "Lily," she responded, tucking a stray strand of hair behind her ear. From that moment, a connection sparked between them. They began meeting under the cherry blossom tree every day. Ethan learned that Lily was an artist who loved capturing the beauty of nature in her sketches. She told him about her dream to have her work displayed in a gallery one day. Ethan shared his own aspirations of becoming a writer, confessing that he often struggled with writer's block. "Maybe I can inspire you," Lily offered one afternoon, handing him a sketch she'd just finished. It was of the cherry blossom tree, with tiny details that brought it to life. Ethan smiled, touched by her gesture. "You already have." Days turned into weeks, and their bond deepened. They shared stories, dreams, and quiet moments beneath the tree. For Ethan, Lily wasn't just his muse, she was his anchor, grounding him in a world that often felt chaotic. For Lily, Ethan was her safe haven, someone who saw the world through the same lens of wonder and curiosity. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Ethan decided to confess his feelings. The golden light bathed Lily in a soft glow, making her look even more ethereal. "Lily," he began, his voice steady but his heart racing, "I know we haven't known each other for long, but I feel like I've known you forever. You're more than a friend to me. You've become my inspiration, my reason to smile. I think I'm falling in love with you." Lily's eyes widened, and for a moment, Ethan feared he'd misread the signals. But then, she reached out and took his hand. "I've been waiting for you to say that," she whispered, her cheeks tinged with pink. "Because I feel the same way." Their first kiss, beneath the cherry blossom tree, was as magical as Ethan had imagined. It was soft and sweet, filled with promises of a future together. But life wasn't as idyllic as their moments under the tree. Lily's father was terminally ill, and she spent most of her time caring for him. Some days, she couldn't meet Ethan, leaving him worried and longing for her presence. Yet, when they did meet, she brought a quiet strength that inspired him even more. One day, Lily handed Ethan a small, wrapped package. "For you," she said, her smile bittersweet. Inside was a sketchbook filled with drawings of the places they'd been together, the moments they'd shared. On the last page was a drawing of Ethan, sitting under the cherry blossom tree, pen in hand. "I wanted you to have this," Lily said. "No matter what happens, you'll always have these memories." Ethan frowned. "What do you mean, no matter what happens?" "Lily, is something wrong?" Tears welled in her eyes. "My father's condition is worsening. I might have to move back to my hometown to be with him." Ethan felt his heart drop. "For how long?" "I don't know," she admitted. "It could be months, maybe longer." The thought of being apart from Lily was unbearable, but Ethan knew she had to be there for her family. "I'll wait for you," he promised. "No matter how long it takes." The day Lily left was the hardest. Ethan watched as she boarded the train, her tearful face pressed against the window. He waved until the train disappeared from view, clutching the sketchbook she'd given him. For months, they kept in touch through letters and phone calls. Ethan poured his heart into writing, using the emotions Lily evoked in him to craft stories. Each letter from her was a lifeline, filled with her sketches and words of encouragement. One day, after nearly a year apart, Ethan received a letter from Lily saying she was returning. Her father had passed away, and though her heart was heavy, she was ready to come back to the place that had brought her so much joy. When she stepped off the train, Ethan was there waiting, a bouquet of cherry blossoms in hand. As their eyes met, it was as if no time had passed. They ran into each other's arms, holding on tightly. "I missed you," Lily whispered, tears streaming down her face. "I missed you more," Ethan replied, his voice thick with emotion. They returned to their tree, where the blossoms were in full bloom. Sitting beneath its branches, they talked about everything they'd been through and everything they still hoped to do together. Ethan pulled out a notebook, filled with the stories he'd written during their time apart. "You were right," he said, smiling. "You did inspire me." Lily flipped through the pages, her smile growing wider. "These are incredible," she said. "You should get these published." "I will," Ethan said. "As long as you promise to keep sketching and chasing your dreams." Lily nodded, her heart full. Together, they made a pact to support each other's ambitions, no matter where life took them. Years later, Ethan's book became a bestseller, and Lily's artwork was displayed in a prominent gallery. They often returned to their cherry blossom tree, now a symbol of their love and resilience. Under its branches, they found solace, inspiration, and a love that endured all challenges.